February 1st, Catherine Ashton, the Foreign Affairs Representative of the European Union, chaired a special meeting focused on the progress of the Israeli-Palestinian negotiations. The meeting meant to strengthen the role of the body called the Quartet, headed by former British Prime Minister Tony Blair. She was joined in the meeting by UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, US Secretary of State John Kerry, and the Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov.
We will continue to work together as a quartet. We'll continue to work to make sure that we offer the support to ensure that this is the conclusion of an agreement between the Israelis and the Palestinians that will see the two-state solution as we've long set out and defined. Thank you.
In her statement to the press, Ashton did not release any details of what was actually discussed in the meeting, a trend now consistent of the US-led negotiations. While it's unknown whether any agreement has been reached politically, US Secretary of State John Kerry has put the focus on economic planning, promising to raise $4 billion in investments for the Palestinian Authority. The investment will be part of a new liberal economic plan whose details were delegated to the Quartet to outline. The Quartet is made up of the UN, the US, Russia, and the European Union and is headquartered in Jerusalem. In an op-ed in the New York Times last week, Israeli historian Avi Shlaim repeated a commonly held view when he wrote that the Quartet cannot act independently of the United States to pressure Israel. Its record suggested it's little more than a clever American device for wasting time. Alaa Tartir is a Palestinian economist at the London School of Economics. He's the program director of Al-Shabaka, a major Palestinian think tank.
One major reason for the failure of the Quartet is that it is, well, one, it is not accountable, it is not transparent institution, but also it does not have any real teeth, any real authority at the end of the day. The rationale of having the Quartet need to be revisited in order to have some tangible benefits for such body, not only consuming the budgets of the international donor community in the name of the Palestinian people and in the name of solving the Palestinian-Israeli conflict.
The economic plan Kerry and the Quartet are pushing forward is known as the Palestine Economic Initiative, PEI. Of the little information released to the press, it appears the plan includes massive foreign investment and focuses on cheap Palestinian labor. Writing in Al-Monitor, Omar Shaban adds no meeting was ever held with local experts or Palestinian civil society organizations to explore the Palestinians' opinion about the plan's terms, objectives, funding sources, and the party to whom the funds shall be disbursed. Therefore, it would be legitimate to wonder whether this plan were for the development of the Palestinian economy or to increase the wealth of the wealthy.
The idea now is that this plan is a completely new approach, and following a new approach, that this is a plan to invest in the Palestinian market. It's not aid to give it to the Palestinian market, but rather bring those multinational corporations and offer them the Palestinian market and labor in order to do their business. Or it promises unattainable benefits and outcomes like doubling the size of the Palestinian economy, make the unemployment level considerably low, like half of the current unemployment level. So they are promising high expectations, and there is no economic rationale that any economist could agree that such outcome could be attainable, particularly because they are not addressing the root causes of the problem, which is the military Israeli occupation and colonization of Palestinian land. These investments need the green light of the Israeli authorities. These investments need a proper collaboration between Israeli and Palestinian private businessmen. So what is happening in de facto term, or what will happen, is an entrenchment of economic peace paradigm, which means normalizing the relations between the colonizer and the colonized. It means normalizing the relation between the Palestinian Authority and the Israeli authorities.
Previous economic planning for the Palestinians came in the form of the Paris Protocols, part of the Oslo Agreement signed in 1993. The protocols entrenched Palestinian dependency on the Israeli economy, resulting in an increase in Palestinian poverty and the creation of a small nouveau riche class based mostly in the city of Ramallah, as the Real News previously reported.
The whole framework was based on the concept of peace dividends. Offer the Palestinians better economic conditions, then they will be in a position to compromise politically. Nothing is changing since then. The whole new economic plan proposed by Kerry and the Quartet follow the exact same rationale. Over the last 2 decades, they provide Palestinians with $24 billion, which made them one of the highest nations that receive aid per capita. But if you look at the different economic indicators, the only thing that you see is a decline. Unemployment is around 30%, poverty is around 30% if we use the consumption-based definition, but if we use the most accurate one, which is the income-based definition, half of the Palestinian people is in poverty.
Before heading to Munich, Quartet head Tony Blair held a highly publicized press conference with the Israeli president, Shimon Peres. In the press conference, both claimed that the Munich meeting would be a historic moment for the peace process. However, the very fact that Blair met with Peres, a nominal figure with no real authority in Israel, and not with the Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, spoke to the Quartet's lack of authority.
The world has changed, but today the decisions are not political but historic.
You know, we're all striving very hard right now, and I think, particularly with all the turmoil there is in the region today, this is the right moment.
Since I was born, at least, I hear this phrase, historic moment, and I don't know if there's anything historic, if there's any moment at the end of the day. So I don't know what is historic moment. I know that there will be only one historic moment, is when the Israeli occupation is not in existence anymore, and then when the Palestinians are liberated. That is the historic moment.
Despite repeated attempts by the Real News, the office of the Quartet was unavailable for comment. I'm Alaa Tartir in Tel Aviv.